Welcome to your Half Moon check-in, where I use Lenormand cards to give some additional advice around the 3 life themes that popped up in the last new moon or full moon tarot readings. I use tarot cards to peel back the emotional layers of a problem, and Lenormand cards to make the to-do list that will help fix it. Enjoy your follow-up Lenormand reading on today's topic. You can always return to the tarot reading that inspired it to hear more. Check the description box below. Hello everyone and welcome to your Half Moon check-in. Now last week's moon was a full lunar eclipse. Eclipse season happens twice a year, spring and fall, and it's not the easiest time. Last week's lunar eclipse was about letting go of something, and it sets up a theme that's going to take about 6 months for the story to completely play out. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about eclipse season, you can go back to that video. I talk about it in the introduction. But to honor that, the question that I've asked for this reading is, how will letting go of activities that are wasting your time at work improve your everyday? Seems like an obvious one, but it did bring up some interesting tidbits that I think, if you put into practice, will help your work endeavors a lot. It will give you more impact. For these readings, I also decided to pull an oracle card. And your oracle card, the title is Going Beyond Normal. And we'll talk about this in your reading. I'm going to read a few select lines from the very in-depth book of this oracle by Alana Fairchild. It's the Sacred Rebel deck. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. Steadfastly relying on logic, proof, and a complete set of plans to measure and dictate outcomes will suffocate the soul. And I think the cards in this reading are really mirroring the message of this oracle card. Ultimately, you are keeping you busy so that you don't have to strike out in a risky, authentic way. You want to rely on a methodology from others that hand you essentially busy work. Here's what you must do for your project to be successful. Now, I am not telling you to get rid of any of that good advice. I am telling you to integrate it with your gut, with your intuition, with your authenticity, with your gumption. For these readings, I choose a Lenormand 9-card square. And here I've laid out just the 2 diagonals, which speak to very important themes in the reading so that you can clearly follow along with me. The first card we always start with is the card of you. So your energy is clouds. This is draining work compounded by a lack of clarity. That means you're feeling insecure, but that there's a misunderstanding behind all of this. The central card is very important because it influences the outcome of the reading. The garden is all about networking and collaboration. So it's telling me the first thing that's going to improve if you let go of busy work is your community will increase. Your market will increase. Next, we go to one of the major themes in the reading. And here we have clouds plus garden plus cross. Clouds, I'm saying, is a misunderstanding you have about the types of tasks that you must do in order to have this be successful. The garden is about teamwork, community, markets, collaboration, and getting some fresh air into your ideas. The cross here is about a destined career, which tells me that you don't need to change your line of work. Whatever you're pursuing as work or a project, it's the right one. It's destined for you, but you are at a crossroads. It's been burdensome. You've been going through a burdensome phase, and now it's time to make big decisions about big directions. And to clarify, what are the burdens worth getting rid of versus the obligations that make sense to do that will lead to success? Moving on to the second diagonal, sometimes this gives you brand new information, sometimes it just confirms what was in the first row. Really, this is straightforward. Lilies plus garden plus bouquet. Lilies is the card of the expert. And what it's telling me is the more you specialize what you're doing, the more you niche down into something that's really authentic to you, the more you own your knowledge and your specialization, the more networking and community and the more creativity will come through you and the more fulfilling it'll be. The flowers really is about bringing beauty into whatever situation. So the next thing you're going to gain, more fun, more creativity, more impact. The Lenormand 9-card square also incorporates a time series. So we have the recent past of the situation, what's happening now, the near future, and a bit about the outcome. So in the past, I'm going to add in the whip card. Cloud plus whip plus flowers. Clouds and whip, not the easiest situation. Whip is about repetitive work. Repetitive work lacking clarity. You can't have impact if you lack clarity. This also equals a looming threat that you distracted yourself with repetitive work. And here's where my intuition tells me that you've been going by someone else's knowledge and guidance, kind of a prescriptive script you've been handed around how to bring your project, your work to a successful state, how to reach your people, the market, how to sell it. And it's too prescriptive. It's not authentic. It doesn't have your stamp of authority on it. And I'm sensing that you're distracting yourself because it's anxiety producing for you to be the center of attention in some way. But this card, the expert card, tells me you need to step into your power here. You need to let yourself be the main character of this work. And then it's going to move forward. And you're destined to do this, even if it's hard for you. You have everything to gain. You have creativity and fulfillment and joy and real connections and the feeling of being an authority in your field. Let's move on to now. I'm going to add in birds and snake. Birds is a very anxious card. Snake is tricky. So you're not wrong to go looking for knowledge about how to do this well. You are in a tricky environment. Birds plus garden very much speaks to a PR situation. Perhaps you yourself are a spokesperson for whatever endeavor that you're doing, project or work. Perhaps you have to speak or put out marketing material. You need to network. Anybody who's trying to sell something needs to network. It's definitely a tricky place, and you can feel competition and you can feel insecure about it, and you're not sure who to trust in collaborations. I can see how you've been told there are certain protocols you have to follow, but a couple things. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you, unless you build on it and you put your stamp on it. And that takes time. The lilies, becoming an expert, specializing, it takes time and practice and experience. And the lily is really about putting whatever protocols you've been working on, putting them into practice with you as the main character in them. The snake here really speaks to strategy. Now, I would tell you to go and get some more good advice from someone who's an expert, but I'm worried that you're going to apply it yet again in this repetitive, burdensome way where you're trying to tick the boxes on someone else's list and you do it over and over and over, even if you're not seeing the gains that you want. You really need to pay attention. Are you gaining what you want? If not, then what you're doing isn't working and it needs to be changed. Doing these repetitive tasks might soothe your nervous system in some way, but is it bringing in sales? Is it bringing in clients? Is it bringing in leads? Is it getting your message out there? This is tricky. It's not the easiest thing to accept here, but you are going to get the experience. You are heading to being an expert yourself. This is the only way you do it. Okay, I am going to bring out the central card again. Because we're moving on to talking about the near future and the outcome, and you get a lucky, lucky card. You get the Clover card. The card of a gambler. This is about positive thinking, perfect timing, and tolerating risk, and seizing opportunities when they come, but you have to recognize those opportunities, and you have to dig them up. You can only do that lily plus clover plus cross. You'll make your own luck by getting comfortable in the spotlight, which is why I unearthed this card to show you. Until now, top row, you've been giving mixed messages in your project, in your marketing, to your clients. Cloud plus bird plus lily. Cloud plus birds. This is mixed messages. Not owning your authority, not being clear on your message. This second row here also speaks to the now. You are going to go from repetitive to fun. your new messages that are clarified, or the new information that you're applying in your own new way, is fun. Fun translates to other people. People want to party in a garden. They don't want to get all serious. It's not a library. I could be, but the other cards here are saying, inspire people with beauty, with fun, with your own effervescence. You have the bouquet and clover. You have it in you to inspire joy, and the world needs it more now than ever. So the final advice I want to say with this snake card that's here, because this last final row also informs the outcome. Don't fall for it again. Don't out of desperation, because maybe you start trying this process of being more authentic, bringing out beauty and joy in your fun side, and being comfortable being the main character in this story and showing yourself to people, and it's not quite getting the build you want as fast as you want. Lily card, this is going to take some patience. This is going to take some iterations. Just don't give up. But also with the snake card, don't give in to going and searching out yet another coach, yet another program, yet another membership, yet another course to tell you how to do it, because you're going to get stuck in your head again. There's something in you that when you're feeling uncomfortable, you go to burdensome tasks. You go to giving yourself more work so that you can stay distracted. If someone's offering you easy answers, there aren't any. There's peeling the onion on why you're afraid to reveal yourself. There's practicing revealing yourself over and over and over again in this process. There's practice making whatever rules you've already got going on, whatever protocols you've already signed on to, making them yours, and just iterating, learning from mistakes, being flexible and trying again. Clover plus cross, you are meant to do this. Just like on your oracle card, your bright idea is coming. Don't give up now. Keep at it. And I hope to see you here next week for the New Moon in Pisces tarot readings. Good luck.